Hey, so we went to a place called Shake and Buns for dinner. I tried to get us to a place called Al's Diner. I heard that they've got really good like hamburgers. Abby, I don't want Chinese food, so I was totally okay with getting a really good cheeseburger. So, but Shake and Buns, which shake, shake, shake. That, yeah, you got it. So, Shake and Buns. I don't actually think it was beef. I'm pretty certain it was TVP. I mean, they had chicken and they had fish sandwiches and stuff. But I have a really hard time believing that what we had was actual, 100% pure beef patty. I mean, it was a 1/3 pound burger. It didn't say anything about beef. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but the texture was wrong. And although the taste was fine and it was well cooked, everything was certainly adequate. 100% pure beef, no. I mean, I am 100% pure beef, and I'm fairly certain that I know what an Angus burger, for example, tastes like. I don't mean like a McDonald's Angus burger. Anyway, so Shake and Buns, yeah, ooh, shake that boot. Laura and I, I think we both had the same thing. We had the cushion for your pushing. I think Abby, I think also had a cushion for your pushing, but which is without the lettuce and the tomato and the mayonnaise. Oh, yeah, it was like a garlic mayonnaise. They had other things on the menu too, like Happy Threesome, and you know what? You get the idea. So, yeah, but I mean, the inside was. I mean, it wasn't like Tilted Kilt or anything, or like Hooters, or it was a really small, like 12-seat burger, greasy spoon, and it just had this like strange theme. But anyways, yeah, Abby wasn't having anything more Chinese food, and we didn't make it to Al's Diner, even though I'm fairly certain it probably had better burgers because Abby also wasn't having the additional walking. It's been a long day. She went swimming twice, and I'm like totally forgetting the fact that I met Natalie today. I'm so exhausted. She is adorable. It took her a few minutes to get used to me. But when I say a few minutes, I really mean like within 10 minutes, I was playing with her like I was playing with like Chris or some of the other kids. I mean, she was laughing and she was, smiling, and I guess she doesn't do that very often. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, these workers, they're professionals, and they don't mess around. They're not put on a show for parents. At Mother's Choice We Care, but they also say things like, "Oh, she clearly loves you," and there's definitely a bond. And I'm Mr. Cynical. I don't know. Like, what are they going to say? Oh, I know you're taking her home in a couple of days, but there's just like no connection. But good luck. This is ridiculous. They wouldn't say that even if it was true. Although I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on how true that was. I mean, they're professionals and they're here to protect Natalie. But so they were saying things like, she loves you. She clearly loves you, and she really enjoys you, and she thinks you're funny. And I'm like, yeah, all the young kids about Natalie think the big fat freckly faced redheaded Irish guy is funny, but especially when I'm going blah, blah, blah. I didn't actually do any of that. I sang constantly for like 3 hours because that's like her favorite thing. And I tickled her, and she thought that was awesome, and I scratched her back, and she likes to sort of throw herself around. She's got some pretty low tone in her lower body, so she sort of swings when she walks, and leans forward, and she just falls a lot. I mean, she just falls. I mean, kind of like an 18-month-old, like who's still learning to walk and stuff. So she would fall on me. She's not dumb, though. I mean, there's places that she would fall and sort of flop into that were totally safe. And there are other places where I was like, oh my goodness, she could crack her head. She doesn't flop there. She knows. So I think we've got some work to do. I think some of that flipping and flopping, it's sort of purposeful. And, clearly the physical therapy is going to strengthen her lower body. She's also got like a really, really high arch, and so that causes her to walk funny just in general. So she liked it when I sang to her. We went to the botanical gardens and zoological gardens, which is basically just tons of different kinds of like subtropical trees and various monkeys. There was birds too, like some flamingos and other birds that I think I should have recognized, but whatever. So I think she's going to love our zoo. I'm certainly going to love taking Natalie to the Brookfield Zoo more than the Hong Kong Botanical and Zoological Gardens, because the Brookfield Zoo doesn't really have any hills. So just pushing Natalie along in the stroller and just absolutely flipping out at the fact that the whole thing is hills. I've gone through like so many. Thankfully, we get like some kind of discount here at the hotel for laundry, and I've been using the laundry services because I've been going through my clothes like crazy. It's so hot and humid. But yeah, just walking an absolute ton. So Mother's Choice We Care is probably a 10-minute, 15-minute walk from the hotel, which, under normal circumstances would be like no big deal, but it's like up a 30-degree incline. And there's like two ways to get there. The fastest way to get there is like straight up a hill. And there's no steps except at the curb of the various streets that you have to cross. But the slower way, but probably easier, it's like tons of steps. And so it's like, well, honestly, I don't know which is worse. I don't know if the hills are worse or if the steps are worse. But there's like nowhere you can go and like expect to stay flat farther than 100 yards. And that's a football field, and frankly, nobody's playing American football here. There's no flat space like that. Anyway, so really tired. What did I do with Natalie? We sang, we played, I read to her. She liked that. She liked getting tickled. She liked getting her back scratched. She'd flop around on me. She'd burrow. Judy knows what that is, but she liked to burrow. She claps a lot. She claps a lot when she's happy. Meow. I think it's like that. That means no. It's like meow, meow. She just, when she doesn't like something. So it's really funny. Judy will get a kick out of this. But when the kids are listening to the radio in the car, and I don't know, it's like mix CD or whatever, and it's like, no, I don't want to listen to that song. No, I don't want to listen to this. No. Oh, wait, go back. Yeah, okay, I want that song. It's just like that with Natalie, except you're singing songs like Five Little Monkeys Jumping on a Bed and, London Bridge is Falling Down, and it's like, meow, meow, meow. And then she claps, and it's like that's the song she wants. I thought that was funny. It's amazing how much she's just like our kids. She's stubborn. When I was feeding her, she takes just frankly what I think is a god-awful amount of milk at like one sitting. It's like 240, 250 ml. And it just seems like just a ridiculous amount of milk. Like when I was a growing boy, at age 11, I didn't drink milk like that, and she's supposed to like take that much milk by spoon, and it's just crazy. I don't know. We're gonna have to work on that. But so I got to feed her. That's an experience. She's not a big fan of that, but she does it. And if you sing the right song, like there's a couple of songs that they don't sing to her ever because they're like golden. It's just pure platinum, baby. And they use them only when they're feeding her because they know that they're so golden, they don't whip out those wild cards until the last minute. And this video is just way too long. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to post it. I might have to do two.